So although he's been criticized as maybe he's not natural as of late and he's gotten a lot bigger and maybe he's not in the best of shape, well, imagine what shape he could be if he continued to eat this way without exercising. Coach Greg and everyone has seen the transformation in Dana White's physique. He's gotten a lot thicker over the years. He's clearly getting older, but he's added a lot of size. Some of it's body fat, but a lot of it is in fact muscle. And not only is he getting bigger, his wallet is getting way bigger. Imagine the money this guy's making. So I'm excited to see, what exactly does his gym look like in his home? What about his fridge? What does he eat? And what is his diet like?
Not trying to break any world records. I'm 51 years old. I'm trying not to get fat. I'm trying not to get hurt.
So he's 51 years of age. He has an amazing home gym. His goal is to not get fat and not get hurt. Sounds like an amazing goal to me. Just because you're older, have a lot of money, doesn't mean you shouldn't be working out. Health is paramount, and I'm happy to see that Dana White is doing something to remain healthy.
I do all lightweight, make sure that every movement is perfect. An intense workout for me these days is doing some good cardio.
And unlike his younger days, he doesn't lift as heavy as before. He does higher reps and concentrates on form, and he does not neglect cardio. He does both weights and cardio, and he's also hired a personal trainer to ensure he's training safely and effectively.
Don't go out much anymore like I used to, so coming over to the gym is my quiet time, my get my head together time.
And the gym for him, as it is for me, it's his quiet time, a time to relax. When I'm out doing cardio, I'm thinking about my day, de-stressing, and you can do this both in the weight room and during cardio. It's not just about the physical benefits, it's also about the mental health benefits as well.
You know, a lot of people have been talking lately about, that I look different than I did. I look bigger than I've ever looked.
And I think he's watching some Plates for Dates Derek videos. He's talking about people commenting on how he looks different, how he looks bigger. Derek's done a video on this in the past. I do personally believe he's on HRT. And why not? He's 51 years of age. Why not maximize how he feels and become optimal? You can feel aight, but why not feel amazing?
Freaked me out after shoulder surgery that I would hurt the shoulder again. So I hired a trainer, and it completely changed everything.
And he highly recommends you get a trainer. He had a shoulder injury, had surgery, and he had to train safer than ever. His goal now, don't get hurt. He wants to stay in shape, not get fat, not get hurt, and train safely and effectively. He doesn't lift heavy weights anymore. You don't need to lift heavy weights to build muscle. It's a common myth. People think to get big, you need to lift super heavy weights. It's all about the mind-muscle connection and controlling the weight and using time under tension. Train harder than last time, progressive overload, but you don't have to go for 1 rep max to put on a lot of muscle size.
So this is my lap pool. You get in on the other side there, you do laps, and there's actually jets here that create a current that you have to swim against.
He's even got a lap pool so he can swim against current. This guy cares about his cardio. So many people, especially guys, they neglect cardio. When you get older, trust me, you are going to wish that you had good cardio. It's one thing to have a lot of muscle and to look aesthetic, but it is another thing to actually feel good. And if you do cardio, I promise you, you will feel better in the long run.
This house has a lot of different refrigerators in it, but this is right here where the family congregates and, where we come when we're looking for food.
Okay, and he sounds a lot like Coach Greg. He has multiple fridges all over the house. I'm a fan of having a lot of fridges. I like to have my variety, and I like it to have it right now. Don't want to have to go to the grocery store every other day to pick up what I need. But let's see what he keeps in his main fridge. And warning, he says, I'm not one of those guys that just eats healthy. He loves food and likes to eat a lot of it, and lifting weights and doing cardio allows him to burn off more calories, which allows him to eat more without gaining weight.
Milk, Capri Sun, Mexican soda, body armor, water. I mean, we have everything that you can imagine in here.
And clearly it's not the healthiest. There's a lot of sugar-laden drinks. And frankly, if he were to switch over to artificial sweeteners, imagine how much calories he would be saving. He could be eating more of the foods that he really loves. By having less liquid calories, he could eat more solid food calories.
And then down here, This is all ice cream.
And is this actually Dana White's freezer or is this Allie's? Literally, look at what's in here. This is Allie's dream freezer. Please don't show her this video. Allie will demand that I have one of these freezers with all of that in it. All I can see is dessert after dessert. Ben & Jerry's ice cream, various forms of ice cream, Klondike bars, Snickers frozen bars, ice cream, and all the deliciousness in the world. If you keep a freezer stocked like this, you had better hope you're doing cardio and lifting weights, because that is a lot of temptation. And if you see that, you're going to want it. You're going to crave it. Out of sight, out of mind. And imagine every time you open the freezer, you see this, how are you not going to eat it?
What's better than the Boston Cream Klondike bar?
Coach Greg's Score Protein Bar. Well, no, probably not quite. That's a stretch. Maybe 80% is good. And yeah, I get it. Some of that stuff is absolutely amazing. But if you want to have a leaner physique and be healthier, why not switch over to things that are 80% as good? Some of these things, the ice creams and so on, it's hard to beat. But if you're going to be eating some of these things, it's going to be hard to put the fork down. Highly palatable, delicious foods like this is conducive to people who are going to gain weight. So if you are trying to lose weight, don't keep this stuff in the house.
This one is for more healthy options. I mean, there's lots of fruits and vegetables.
Okay, so apparently in our next house, we're going to have a Coach Greg fridge and an Alley fridge. And this is the one for healthy options, and this is the junk food one. The pickle pizzas and ice creams and all of that candy yumminess. That's what we need. It's like a his and hers closet. We need a his and hers fridge. This is a great idea. If you open the fridge and you have healthy options ready to go right away, and you're hungry, you can quickly grab one and satisfy that craving. If you don't, probably going to go in the pantry, grab some chips, or open up that freezer door and eat that Klondike bar now, aren't you?
What's the easiest diet you've ever been on?
Keto is probably the easiest one because you can eat all the things that I like.
What exactly is his easiest diet to follow? Well, he claims it's the keto diet because he gets to eat all the foods that he loves. I'm sorry, Dana, but that's just not true. When you opened up that freezer showing all that deliciousness, not one of those items was keto. All that high fat, high sugar, highly palatable foods, that is not keto. So when you go on a keto diet, the reason you're losing weight, it's not because there's something magical about keto, and it's not because you can eat all the foods you want. It's because you're not eating the highly palatable combinations of high sugar and high fat items. So it's not the keto diet per se, it's the fact that you're not able to eat anything in that ice cream drawer. So rather than going on a keto diet, just go on a healthier, lower calorie diet. If you had my cookbook, imagine how much weight you could lose. Imagine how full you would be. Yes, chefs, all these people can make these delicious meals for you. Taste 80% as good as a real thing, and oftentimes you can have 2 or 3 times as much of it. You say you love to eat a lot. Wouldn't you rather eat massive portions and not have a lot of calories and not gain weight than eat smaller portions and have to hold back and resist the temptation?
What do you eat on a cheat day?
Every day is cheat day for me.
He says every day is cheat day for me. Guess what? Every day is cheat day for Coach Greg. Why? Because I eat from my freaking cookbook. All those delicious, amazing recipes that you all want to eat every day, I eat those every day. I just figured out a way to make them lower in calories to bring it into my circle. By making it lower in calories, I can eat more of it and be full. I don't have the cravings. And is it working? How do I look? How much weight have I gained? I'm 46 years old. I'm only on HRT, 140 milligrams a week. You can look back to my old photos and look now. Have I gained a bunch of fat? Am I suffering? Is it a nightmare? No. It's maintainable and manageable for me. I'm not saying you can maintain 5% body fat, or if then you get the cookbook, you'll have single-digit body fat. But I give you halfway there. Halfway to your dream physique, is that not what you want? Of course you want your dream physique, but is halfway there not enough? I'm telling you, if you actually looked like your dream physique, you probably wouldn't be happy anyway. You'd want something better. And oftentimes, if you try to maintain a physique that's too lean, you are suffering. You're hungry. You're craving foods. You're starving. You don't have energy. You don't sleep right. Your sex drive goes down. Your testosterone levels plummet. It's not worth it. Just get halfway to what you think is the ideal and be happy. It's good enough. It is healthy. It's more important to be healthy than to be aesthetic. Yeah, you want to look amazing, but it's more important to feel amazing. But if you lose weight and become healthy, You will feel better than last time. So please eat healthy and exercise, lift weights, and it'll get you halfway to your dream physique.
What's your favorite cheat meal your chef makes?
The donuts are the bread. You know, they're like glazed donuts with a piece of fried chicken in the middle.
Imagine if he tried my new donut recipe. It tastes better than a real donut. And it's a protein donut. It's a game changer recipe, and once you try it, you will have to agree, this donut is unbelievably amazing.
And I would have to imagine that the nutritionist down at the PI would not be impressed by my choices that I make daily on eating and my nutrition.
And if you compare what he's eating to how he looks, this in fact might be halfway to his dream physique. What if he didn't do cardio and didn't lift weights? How would he look? He might be 50, maybe 100 pounds heavier. So although he's been criticized as maybe he's not natural as of late and he's gotten a lot bigger and maybe he's not in the best of shape, well, imagine what shape he could be if he continued to eat this way without exercising. So I would argue he probably feels like he's doing the best he can given his current circumstances. Not everyone can be perfect, and no one actually should. Halfway. He should try to eat healthy half the time. The other times, if he wants to eat in any which way, well, why not? As long as he stays healthy, I would argue his body fat is a little bit higher than ideal for health, but hey, it's his life, his body's 51 years old, he's doing pretty good.
If you look at The Rock, he religiously works out every day, and when he's getting ready for these movie roles, this guy's 50 years old, the dieting that this guy does is phenomenal.
And he says he has a lot of respect for The Rock, who diets and trains so hard, is 50 years of age, and he's like, hey, I respect this guy, but I can't do that. And I agree with that. You shouldn't try to copy what other people are doing. Not everyone, and in fact, hardly anyone can diet and train as hard as The Rock. So just because one person does it doesn't mean you should. Just do the best that you can. If Dana's doing his best, after all, he is training with weights, he is doing cardio, then hey, props to Dana. I'm sure he's doing a lot better than most people.
This is my pantry. I mean, if you go down the line, we got powdered donuts, cookies. I even got the Cheetos mac and cheese.
Out of sight, out of mind. If he had other alternatives in there, he wouldn't even be missing them. It's when you see it that you crave it. You're not going to crave something you're not even aware of. So please, fill your pantry and your fridge and your freezer with healthy alternatives. If it's staring at you right in the face, you might say, wow, I want this. And just a side note, your brain chemistry can in fact change when you eat junk food all the time. The synapses, the neural connections, they can change and adapt. You literally become addicted to what you're eating. Your brain wants to eat those certain foods. So if you keep giving your body junk, it's going to crave that junk. If you eat healthier, your body will learn to eat healthier. It's an evolutionary response. Because the more you eat, the more calories you store, the fatter you get, the more likely you are to survive a famine. Problem is, right now in civilized world, we don't really have these famines so much. It's so easy to get food. So the problem is it's not good to have 100 extra pounds of body weight to survive that famine. Probably not going to have a famine. Better to eat healthy and not be overweight. So if you are eating junk all the time, realize it is going to take time to get used to not eating that. Your brain chemistry has changed. It's adapted to wanting those foods. It is an uphill battle, but if you slowly make changes, one change at a time, that's all it will take. And he does in fact have chefs, and they cook the healthier versions of not so healthy foods. That is exactly what my cookbook is all about. Exactly. He has professional chefs. You likely can't afford professional chefs cooking for you, but you may, in fact, be able to afford a cookbook. If you can prepare these lower calorie meals that are alternatives to the foods that you already love and enjoy. You don't have to cut them out. Just make them healthier. You don't have to eat from the book every meal. One meal a day, one change is all it's going to take to make a significant improvement in your life. You will be healthier, live longer, improve quality and quantity of life. What are you waiting for? Make the change. Click the link in the description. Get the friggin' cookbooks. I have multiple cookbooks. Also, harder than last time supplements. Don't forget those, especially the sleep aid. Help you get a good night quality sleep. And if you don't wake up in the middle of the night, maybe you don't binge eat during the middle of the night. ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette IP Pro. Please watch one of the bloops. Also, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team. Follow me in the Gram to Talk. Subscribe, click the bell button, like the video, and until next time, I'm out.